Apparently, guys, if you do not work up to 80 hours a week, you're a bum. According to some of the influencers and career coaches and all these people, I found this video on the internet about this guy. You might have seen his face. He's pretty popular in the self improvement space, the men's self improvement space. And he has this crazy take about working hours, which is kind of, before I even say my take on this, I want you guys to watch this video and see for yourself.
If you're working less than 8 hours and you call yourself a man, you're a joke. And these are the same guys that will complain that making 50K a month is unrealistic. You're not putting that much effort. Of course you're never gonna make 50K a month. Of course that number is so crazy to you.
Now, before I even continue, it's funny that influencers that just talk behind a camera and like don't do crazy ass jobs like, the people that actually work hard and work long hours, they say all these things. See, this guy, for a living, he's a full-time influencer. He probably just talks in front of a camera for like 3-4 hours in a day. Yes, he has other businesses. He also sells courses online and all that. But like, come on, that's easy. Like I make content, I make content for TikTok. I mean, I haven't monetized my YouTube yet. I'm still working on it, but I monetize my TikTok. I kind of make a decent amount from TikTok. It's not hard. Yeah, you have to put in work, but you cannot compare that to what real people are going through in this life. People that have to work hours to get paycheck. And now you're saying 80 hours a week is minimum for what you should be working. Do you know what 80 hours a week is? If my math is correct, 80 hours a week is like, where's my phone, bro? My math sucks. Calculator. 80-hour week. 80 hours a week means if you're working 5 hours, you gotta work 16 hours. Right? Is my math correct? 80 hours a week means if you're working for 5 days, you have to work 16 hours. That's insane. Obviously, there's some professions that you can work overtime and work that hours. I'm sure there are people that do that, but it's crazy because the problem is if you work like a crazy amount of time, 80 hours, you can't have time for family. You can't have time for your family. You can't have time for your significant other. You can't have time to work out and go to the gym. This guy's pretty fit, but I'm 100% sure he doesn't work 80 hours. For me, I feel like at this generation, where we are at right now, you gotta work smarter, not necessarily hard. It's better for you to work smarter than harder. So it's insane to me that, as I said, there are blue collar workers that put it in hard work. There are people that are actually working crazy hours. I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, I work in film. Aside like the social media stuff I do, I work in film on a film set. And we work 12 hours, 12-hour days. A lot of times we go overtime to 14, 15-hour days, right? But like it's not all the time, 80 hours a week is crazy. Not everybody can have that access to that kind of overtime to work 80 hours a week. And let's say we're talking about the United States, because where I'm from, Nigeria, bro, even if you work overtime, you're not getting paid, you're paid per salary. So if you gotta work 80 hours, 90 hours, bullshit, you're not getting any extra income. Well, I lived in the United States for about 7 years, I recently just moved away from the United States temporarily to work on my movie project here in Nigeria. And although on the film sets here, they work long hours, they can work like 17, 18 hours, but like, it's not every time. All I'm gonna say is the entitlement that people have is crazy. Let's keep going.
High achieving men understand that what is possible. If 50K a month or 100K a month seems so impossible, this is because you're limited mentally. Poor is a mindset.
Holy shit, 50K. If you're not making 50K a month, that's a poor mindset. What is 50K a month, please? That's 600,000 US dollars, bro. Jesus, how many people can make that amount? How many people will ever make that amount of money? That's insane. 600,000. I was gonna say there's no way this guy makes 600K, but he's an influencer. He sells courses to people. He probably makes a shit ton of money. The only thing that he's not saying is he doesn't work that hard. And at the end of the day, money is not everything. Obviously, it's good to make money to be comfortable, and it's good to have money. Don't get me wrong. But 80 hours a week is slavery. That's modern day slavery, bro. Like, as I said, you can if you wanted to. But other factors of your life is going to suffer. And just you making a shit ton of money doesn't improve your entire lifestyle as a whole. Okay, some people have different reasons why they want to make money. They want to make a lot of money because maybe they grew up poor in a poor background, or they just want to make so much money so they can enjoy their life. If you are going to be working 80 hours a week, you cannot, I don't see yourself enjoying that money you're making. There's stories of people online that like really stress themselves out to work 80 hours plus. There was a story of a guy that worked 100 hours a week for a certain amount of time, and he ended up passing. He ended up, yeah, because at the end of the day, money isn't everything. Money is very important, don't get me wrong, especially as a man, because our value is technically tied to how much we make. But I don't think you're saying you're a bum for not making $50,000 a month. That's insane.
Guys who are not making 50K a month or even 10K a month that believe they can. And those are the guys that are gonna achieve it. If you don't believe it's possible, or you look for every reason to believe that it can't be done, you're never gonna get to it.
He's right with that. Like, of course, when you feel it's not possible, that's when you're not gonna be able to achieve this crazy fit. But pretty sure a lot of people that are, because they're young, they're influencers. He's an influencer, so I'm gonna talk from that influencer standpoint. There's a bunch of influencers making a shit ton of money. A lot of influencers make 50K, not a lot, but there's a handful of influencers that make 50K a month. And I am 100% sure they do not put in 80 hours of work in a week. I am so sure they do not do that. And obviously people are going to watch this video and be like, oh my God, I got to work. Work smart, guys, not hard. Me personally, I want to make money. I know I can make money and be smart about it. I'm not gonna jeopardize my health 80 hours a week from now to till I'm 50. And then what's gonna happen? You can make that amount of money. He's saying $50,000 by working 80 hours a week, and your wife is still fucking gonna leave you because you're not gonna be available to her. You're not gonna be around her. You're not gonna be around your kids. Your kids, they'll enjoy your money and all, but you're not gonna be close to your kids. You're not gonna have that bond. Especially as a man, you need to have that bond with your kids so they don't grow out, they don't turn out to be miscreants and criminals and freaking thugs and shit and wayward ass children. And how are you gonna do that if you work 80 hours a week? Okay, I know I said 80 hours a week for 5 days is 16 hours, which is preposterous, which is crazy, for 6 days. So let's say 13.3 hours a week over 13 hours and extra for a 6-day week, which is still insane. Bro. You see, I don't know, man. What do you guys think about this? Me personally, I prefer to work smart and not hard. I get it though. The economy is so freaking hard right now. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, especially, I know I'm talking about the United States because that's where I guess most of my audience come from, and that's where I just moved from. So I do understand that the inflation, everything is crazy now. You see, I tried to buy. There's a bunch of stuff I bought on Amazon Prime like a couple of years back, and you know how when you buy and place an order on something, you find that same thing. Amazon can just tell you, oh, you placed this order in 2023. Do you want to reorder? So I try to rebuy everything, put everything that I bought in my cart a couple of years ago, maybe like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And at that time, it cost me like $300. I shit you not. I tried to do it 6 months ago. The same set of items I bought that cost me $300. It cost me like $600 now, which is insane, like times 2 the price. So obviously, things are getting harder. We need to work hard to make money because before 60K salary, I know that the average median income in the United States is about 60K, 70K, but normally you could be comfortable with that. But now the way the country is moving, and especially if you're in like a liberal state like California, New York, the prices are crazy. Even to buy a home is almost impossible. See, I used to live in California. I used to tell me and my friends, we used to talk about it, bro. Are we gonna ever be able to afford a home? Like this shit, the housing market is crazy. There was literally a couple. I used to rent their place to like shoot films in for like some locations for my project, my film projects. And it was like a bungalow, like a small little house, and it was in Sherman Oaks in California, if you're familiar with that area. And they told me that they bought that house for like 10 grand in like 1995, and that house right now is valued at 1 point something million dollars. That's insane. So obviously now we need to work twice as hard as our parents or something. But 80 hour a week, I don't know if that's the way to go. What do you guys think about this? Let me know what you guys think about this take from this guy. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.